Welcome to your video lesson on multiplying fractions. You have prior knowledge for this, and you can do it. Stop and think about what you already know. Some vocabulary, again, we've written these down a couple times. So remembering what a numerator, denominator, improper fraction, and mixed number are, you will need to know all of these as we go. Biggest thing we need to know for multiplying fractions is this is different than adding and subtracting, and that you do not need to have common denominators now. For adding and subtracting you do. For multiplying you do not need a common denominator. So this would be a great thing, key concept to write down, is that when you're multiplying, you simply multiply numerators and multiply denominators. You're multiplying straight across. And this is when you just have fractions that are less than 1, no mixed numbers here. So showing that, there's a visual here where, remember, you're looking for a fraction is less than 1, so you're looking for a part or less than the whole of a number. We know that when we multiply by 1, we get the same number. When we multiply by 2, we're doubling it. But when we're multiplying by less than 1, we're getting only part of that number. So we only want 1/3 of 1/2. So you can see that we have 1/2 right here. We only want 1/3 of that half, which is actually just 1/6. Noticing multiplying across, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 3 is 6. Down here, if I have a whole number, I know that this 2 can be written as 2/1. I'm looking for 3/4 or 75% of 2. So I'm looking for less than 1/2 of 2. So my answer should be less than 2. I'm going to multiply straight across. 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. Then I'll simplify that. 4 goes into 6 one whole time for 4, with 2 of the 4 left over. Those share a factor of 2, so I have 1 and 1/2. That is less than 2 as I predicted, so 3/4 of 2 is 1.5. Again, a visual here, 2 wholes that are out of 4 pieces, and we want 3 of the 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That gives us 6/4 pieces, or 1 and 1/2. So just multiplying straight across numerators and denominators. See if you can try. Decide if you'd like to try on your own, and then come back and check. Multiply numerators. Multiply denominators. Do you need to simplify? 3 and 10 don't share any factors, so 1/2 of 3/5 is 3/10. Next one, multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators. 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 and 12 share a factor of 3, so that simplifies to 1/4. 3/4 of 1/3 is 1/4. Again, visuals might be helpful for you on these. Last one, we have 2/3 multiplied by 4. 4 is the same as 4/1. I'm going to multiply straight across. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. Improper fraction to a mixed number. 3 goes into 8 2 whole times for 6, with 2 of the 3 left over. So 2/3, not quite all, of 4 is less than 4, but 2 and 2/3. Here's a super cool trick for you. Cross cancel. This can help you simplify ahead of time rather than at the end, and it makes it easier to multiply sometimes if we make the number smaller. So this is a strategy called cross cancel. You can do this if your diagonal numerators and denominators share a factor. So you're just simplifying ahead of time rather than at the end. So I can see here, 3 and 7 do not share any factors other than 1. But 2 and 8, they share a factor of 2. So I can say this one divided by 2 is 1. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. When I do that, then I can now have simplified fraction. It's like I have 1/7 times 3/4. So I'm going to multiply straight across and straight across, and I get 3/28. To show that would be the same as if I hadn't cross-canceled, if I would have left it alone, I would have gotten 6/56. Those share a factor of 2. So again, I could have divided by 2 later, and I would have gotten the same thing. So it's just that simplifying earlier if you can. If that makes sense to you, pause and try. If you need to see it one more time, follow along. These cross numerator and denominators, 1 and 7 don't share anything, but 3 and 3 share a factor of 3. So they both can be divided by 3 for 1. So then I get 1 times 1, which is 1, 1 times 7, which is 7. Over here, I'm looking for 4/9, or about half of 1/8. So I see that 4 and 8 share a factor of 4. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice. So then I have 1 times 1, which is 1, 2 times 9, which is 18. So it just saves me the simplifying at the end. One more, I'll show you both ways. So originally, just multiplying straight across, I'd get 15/30. Those would share a factor of 15. Here, if I cross cancel, 5 and 5 share a factor of 5. Goes in there once. 3 and 6 share a factor of 3. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 6 twice. Notice now I have 1 times 1, 2 times 1. Those are equivalent. This one's just simplified. So cross-canceling helps you. All right, my friends, now the only difference when we have mixed numbers is that first, we need them to be in fraction form. Simplify if you need to, but we're going to change any mixed numbers or whole numbers to improper fractions. So kind of getting them set up into fraction form, improper rather than mixed. And then we can cross-cancel, then we'll multiply straight across. So here I have 1/2, I can leave that the same. 4 and 2/5, I'm going to change to an improper fraction by multiplying and adding. So 4 whole 5 out of 5s is 20/5 plus 2. So we're multiplying 22/5. I can cross-cancel. 2 and 22 share a factor of 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 22 11 times. Then I can multiply across. 11 times 1, 5 times 1, and then I can simplify. 5 goes into 11 2 whole times for 10, which means I have 1/5 left over. Which again makes sense if I estimate ahead of time. Half of about 4 is about 2. My answer is close to 2. If the cross-canceling is too much for you right now, then simplify at the end. You should still get the same answer as me. See if you're ready. 1/4 times the mixed number, the improper version of this mixed number. We get 8 times 9 is 72, plus 4 is 76, and that's out of the 9ths. I actually messed up earlier and did out of 4ths, keeping your denominator the same. So then I can cross-cancel if there's anything that share. 4 goes into 4 once, and I know 4 times 20 is 80. I know this is 1 less 4, so 4 goes in there 19 times. So then I can multiply across 1 times 19, 1 times 9 for 19/9. 9 goes into 19 2 times for 18, leaving 1/9 left over. Reasonable because 1/4 of 8 is 2. Here I'm looking now, I have 5 times 3, so I can just look at that. My answer should be close to 15. I need to first change this to an improper fraction. So I have 16/3 times 3, which is 3/1. 3 and 3 share a factor of 3, so then I can just multiply across. 16 times 1, 1 times 1, 16/1 is simply 16. Close to my estimate. Here I have approximately 2 times approximately 2. My answer might be close to 4. That's an estimate. Changing these both to improper fractions. Remember, you can try these on your own. So I have 8 plus 7, 15/8 times 10 plus 2, 12 fifths. Looking for a common factor. Both of them have it. 8 can be divided by 4 2 times. 12 can be divided by 4 3 times. 5 can be divided by 5 1 time. 15 can be divided by 5 3 times. Now I can multiply across. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 goes into 9 4 times for 8, with 1 of the 2 left over. Close to my estimate. So you don't have the steps written down, I would write them down. Steps for multiplying fractions and mixed numbers are that we want fractions. So whether they're fractions or improper fractions, doesn't matter. To make a whole number an improper fraction, you'd put it over 1. You do not need common denominators to multiply. You multiply straight across your numerators and your denominators, and you always simplify. When you have a word problem, the word of, you've heard me say that a couple times. When you hear something that says of, that means that they're asking you to multiply. Just a little side note tip there. Here are 3 I want you to try in your notebooks or on your templates, wherever you're taking your notes right now. You should be. I want you to try these ones so that we can go over them in class. Little variety here of all of them. Use your notes, show all of your work, and make sure you come to ask questions. Looking over your notes, you want to make sure that they are helpful for you. Check for your understanding by trying to explain this to somebody or trying more practice problems. We will see you soon.